All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh, who the word ignorantly calls God. In the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? It's Kazak Magun of the angels of Yahweh. And I wanted to get into this little lesson real quick. Got to tell the people the signs of the times. Salakia. I want to grab this quick precept real quick just to open it up. Right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies." Right? So if you give your mind to the Most High, you'll be occupied in the prophecies, and you'll be seeking out the wisdom of all the ancient. You'll be infatuated with history, not just your people's history, but history that happened all around the world, so you can put it with the scriptures and, better understand the signs of the times and things that are coming to pass, and that also helps with prophecy. That goes with prophecy because that's the spirit of Yahweh Shai, right? Salakia, let me grab this real quick. We got to always be occupied in prophecy, right? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship God, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy." And if you are here proclaiming that you have the testimony of Yahweh Shai, then you will have the spirit of prophecy, and you will be occupied and meditating in prophecy, right? And one of the prophecies is the famine of the word. You got the famine of the word coming, where they're gonna and persecution, right? It's gonna be a time where you're gonna be persecuted. We're gonna be hunted down for teaching this truth. The men that are out there on the highways and byways, they're gonna have basically warrant posters of them brothers. They're gonna be wanted by the federal government, by the local government. They're going to be hunted down by martial law officers and world military police officers. These times are coming. They're going to come to pass, right? And one of the signs of the times, and one of the signs that shows that this is coming, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I found this article. So bear with me. I found this article. Let me find it real quick. On the this article on the Prime Minister of Canada, right? I believe that's his title. Is it Prime Minister? Right. I believe it's Prime Minister, but let me share my screen real quick. Make sure y'all can see it. Share screen. All right. Share my screen real quick. All right, y'all should be able to see it. So you see the title of the article, and this is from the People's Voice.tv. This is Prime Minister Trudeau. I believe he's the Prime Minister over Canada, which is the northern neighbor of America, right? And a lot of things, a lot of the times, things happen in other places before they, be brought to a bigger scale in America, which is Babylon the Great, right? This and the title of the article, it says Trudeau praying in public, reading aloud from Bible is hate speech to be severely punished. Praying in public, reading aloud, reading the Bible out loud, we know who he's talking about. He's talking about us, the Israelites. We the only people out there on the corners, and they flag us a lot repeatedly for saying that we promote hate speech. That's all we talking. We're separating, we're separatists, and we're promoting division, we're promoting hate, we're teaching hate. They say all these things about the Israelites, right? When we out there on those corners and we teaching, thus saith the Lord, right? So if they have a problem with what we teaching, they don't hate us. They hate the Most High. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. All right. I believe I won't. Say this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 8. It says, He therefore that despiseth not man, but God, who have also given unto us his Holy Spirit. Right? So if you despising what we saying, you're not despising us personally. You're despising the Most High, because they know that these words out of the Bible come from the Most High, man. Right? So you're not despising us. You're despising the Most High. And a lot of people, mainly, chiefly these Edomites, these so-called white men, they hate the Most High. They want to be God. They want to sit in the seat of God. So they're going to try to push the word of God to the left and try to bring in their own philosophies, their own doctrines, their own way of life, their own mixed wine and all of that. That's what they're going to try to push in these last days. And that's what they've been pushing. They try to say, two men could get married, two women could get married. They try to say it's okay to be, it's okay for a 40-year-old man to pose himself as a 6-year-old girl. It's okay for him to be that way. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a mental illness. Because all of these lifestyles and these fetishes, they're all mental illness. They're all signs of mental illness. They're signs of people having demons on them. That's what they are. But they try to say, there's nothing wrong with these things. There's nothing wrong with these lifestyles that these people live. Right. So I'm going to get back into the article, though. Once again, reading the title, it says Trudeau praying in public, reading aloud from the Bible is hate speech to be severely punished. Right. Severely punished. What could be the punishment? Hey, they go throw us in jail. They go put us to death. Anything that could range the punishment, the range of the punishments could be from jail time to death. We don't know what the so-called white man has in store, for us in these last days. We just have, the tokens that the Bible gave us, to be prepared and to, basically have an inkling of what the, so-called white man could do to us. But we don't know step by step, his plans and all of that. Right. But going down further into the article, it says the Trudeau government has introduced a bill that could land Christians in prison for quoting the Bible or expressing a traditional faith-based opinion if the Canadian government deems it promotion of hatred or anti-Semitism. Right. And they try to say all the time that us Hebrew Israelites were anti-Semitic, which is impossible because we're claiming to be, we are Shemites, not just claiming. It's a fact that we come from Shem, right? And it's they say that since we're saying that we're the real chosen people, we're the real Israelites, it's anti-Semitic, but hey, you can't argue with facts, right? So it said that us reading the Bible out loud, and teaching our religion is promotion of hatred and anti-Semitism. All right, let's go down. It says Bill C-367 purported to amend the criminal code will redefine the boundaries of free speech. So it's in the American Constitution that we have freedom of speech. So if America try to propose this bill, try to bring this bill in, they basically reneging on, the fact that they gave people free speech, and America slowly been reneging on that. You go on YouTube, you get flagged for saying certain things. It been countless brothers at camp getting locked up, for saying certain things at camp. When really you have freedom of speech, you have freedom of religion. All of these things are in the American Constitution. They teach you that in 7th grade when you take the Constitution test, right? They tell you all of these things, but now they're slowly reneging, on their own rules. That's why you can't really trust the so-called white man. And we see that through history, how he reneged on all of his, on his treaties with the Native Americans. He did the same thing. He set these rules with the Native Americans. Say, I'm gonna treat you this way. We go govern ourselves like this. I'm gonna trade with you and all of that. And then he reneged on it and turned around and cut their throat. Man, he's the so-called white man is the biggest cutthroat in the world. Right? You can't trust anything that he has to say. Right? This is the book of Psalms. All right. Chapter 55 and verse 21. Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right? So, his words of his mouth, they were smoother than butter. He'd try to butter you up, try to make you feel good, but then, it's drawn swords. He's quick to switch on you. I'm Salakia. I'm gonna grab this also. This Sirach, or Book of Ecclesiasticus, or as we call it, Sirach for short. It's also called the Book of Sirach. Chapter 12 and verse 10. The classic. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? And it says, like as iron is sure to rust. Over time, it's going to get rusty. Right? It said, just like that, the so-called white man, his horns are going to start showing more and more that he's the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Right? And his horns are showing more and more, throughout time. He's reneging on his word. You can't trust him. Just like this the Constitution of us having freedom of speech, freedom of religion is rusting. It's rusting and it's going bad, and he's getting ready to cast it out. Cast out his own way of government. Cast out his own rule system, of the people, of the common person. And make a whole new set of rules. Right, taking away free speech. You can't say what you want anymore. Right, but I'm gonna read this again. It says, Bill C-367 purported to amend the criminal code will redefine the boundaries of free speech, criminalizing public Bible readings, prayers, and other expressions of Christian teachings, right? And we know they basically talk about the Israelites because, the Christian church, they not out there offending nobody. The Christian church is all inclusive, all loving. They're not offending anyone. We're the only people out there offending people. Salakia. I want to grab this quick precept. Bear with me real quick. Right? I found it. This is Isaiah 29 and 20. Isaiah 29 and 20. It says, for the terrible one is brought to naught. Who is that terrible one? That's the so-called white man. Right? It say he's going to be brought to nothing. And the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. That make a man an offender for a word. Right? They try to make us an offender for the word that we bringing out. You know, they act like we're just because we're making people uncomfortable with the lifestyles that you're supposed to be uncomfortable. You're living contrary to the laws of God. And we have to tell you, as his servants, we have to tell you where you're going off at. You know, that's what he told us to do. That's why he's sending us out there. That's the spirit that he has on us, because that's what he told us, you know, in his word to do. That's what Yahweh Shah was doing. That's why they wanted to kill him. You know? It's that make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. And we're reproving in the gate. The gate is the commonplace of the people. Like us, angels of Yahweh, we teach. We teach downtown Chicago. That's the gate of our city, right? That's the most common place, right? That's the chief place of concourse where wisdom is crying out. We're the wisdom that's crying out, right? And it says, you know, they make us an offender for a word and lay a snare, meaning a trap. They're laying a trap. They making these new rules, passing these new bills, making it so, you know, we say one wrong thing, we get locked up. We say one wrong word and offend somebody, and boom, they flag the channel. They laying snares for us, right? It say, and lay a snare for him that reprove in the gate and turn aside the just for a thing of naught, right? So they turn aside the just for a thing of naught, man, right? Make us into nothing. Try to make us into nothing. I'm going to read this one more time. It says, Bill C-367 purported to amend the criminal code will redefine the boundaries of free speech, criminalizing public Bible readings, prayers, and other expressions of Christian teachings. And this is all going to lead up to them banning the Bible altogether, right? We know it's coming. It says, this move by Trudeau's liberal government has been interpreted by many as an attempt to criminalize Christianity and traditional values under the pretense of combating undefined hate speech, right? You see, they talking about, you know, people posting on Twitter, talk about Christian persecution is about to be introduced in Canada. You know, and they're not after Christians. We're the real Christians, right? Let me grab this real quick and go to the Blue Letter Bible, open up a new tab. Should have been on Blue Letter Bible already, so that y'all can see it. All right, let me go to this Acts. I ain't too good with the typing, bear with me. Yeah, that's what I want. Right. Acts 11 and 26. It says, and when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples, and who were the disciples? The disciples, they was all Israelites, man, as it names them. It said, and the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. So the true Christians are the true followers and the true teachers of Yahweh Shah, who the word only calls Jesus Christ, right? And those people are none other than the Israelites, man, right? Those are the prophets. The prophets and the teachers were all Israelites. I believe this is Amos. That's Amos 2. And 12 that I want. So I can. Right. Scroll up a little bit. This Amos 2 and 11. It says, "And I raised up your sons for prophets, and of your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O you children of Israel, saith the Lord?" Right? So the prophets are the children of Israel, man. They come from the seed of Israel. Right? So the true Christians, the true followers of Yahweh Shah, those are the Israelites. Ain't no way around that. So they going back to this article. Once again, that's Bill C-367. It says an act to amend the criminal code, promotion of hatred or anti-Semitism. Right? So they're trying to combat anti-Semitism. And once again, we can't be Semitic because, like the famous quote Kanye said, I can't be anti-Semitic because I am Semitic. I can't be anti-Jew because I am Jew. Right? Ain't no way around it. And you see, he got the LGBT flag behind him. That's really what this all about. He's probably look at him. He looked like a closet pillow biter. That's just how you look, and that's the nature of the so-called white man. That's why Job said he didn't want them by the dogs. He didn't want to set them by his dogs because they do weird stuff, man. Right? I want to see if I can find more on this. Let me see. Stop sharing my screen for a little bit. See if I can find some more on this article or on this bill. And it says it was fact checked, so it's a true statement. The true bill, it's the true thing. Okay, this is another article on Bill C-367. Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen again. Found another article on this bill. All right. Change the way this looks. All right, cool. That's probably better for y'all. And this is from Civil EK, however you say it, .info. This is just another article on the bill. It says, the heading says, C-367, reading aloud from the Bible is hate speech to be severely punished. Right? Basically, same thing that the last article was saying. I'm going to scroll down to this right here. It says, in 2013, the Canadian Supreme Court classified the Bible-based criticism of homosexuality as a hate crime in connection with an otherwise really homophobic leaflet, right? And they trying to classify this as a hate crime, but I would say homosexuality is a hate crime because while you're hating to procreate, right? You're refusing to be a part of the furtherment and betterment of the human race that you belong to. You're choosing to not partake in that, right? Because the Most High, He gave a commandment to all life when He created it, right? And what is that commandment? I'm gonna grab that right now. This is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 20. 28. I'm gonna start at verse 27. It says, "So God created man in His own image. In the image of God created He him. Male and female created He them. And God blessed them." It's like I should be reading this on the blue letter. Let me go to the blue letter so y'all can see it. Got to get used to doing that. Right. So Genesis 1:27 again. It says, "So God created man in His own image, and in the image of God created He him. Male and female created He them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth." Right? You can't replenish the earth being a man laying with another man. You can't replenish the earth being a woman laying with another woman. Even nature knows that. It's in the blueprint and the programming of all nature, everything, every living organism, to be fruitful and multiply. Right? You even have male plants and female plants. Right? The male plant germinates the female plant with the pollen, and that creates the seeds. For the seeds to grow into the ground, man. Right? Everything has to be fruitful and multiply. This is a commandment that the Most High gave to all living organisms in the world. So who are you to say that you're not going to do that? Right? And this is what they saying is hate speech. Let me get this. They considering this hate speech. Right? This is Leviticus 18:22. It says, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind, it is an abomination." All right, let me grab that in another translation. Let's see how that say in NLT. One of my favorite translations. All right, Leviticus 18:22 in the NLT, straight to the point. "Do not practice homosexuality. Having sex with another man as with a woman, it is a detestable sin." Right? So there you go, right there, plain as day. It says don't practice homosexuality, and they trying to deem that as hate speech. Right? They trying to deem that as hate speech. They're trying to regulate and normalize a lot of things in the world today. They got so-called trannies coming and reading preschool classes. For preschoolers, trying to normalize that. Why would I want my son to be in class getting read, a book, the ABCs or Life with Two Daddies, by RuPaul in a wig and a dress? They're trying to confuse the children, and that's the point. But the Lord said, a man shall not wear. Let me see. First, I want to see what it says NLT. Right. This is Deuteronomy 22:5. It says, "A woman must not put on men's clothing, and a man must not wear women's clothing. Anyone who does this is detestable in the sight of the Lord your God." Right? So women out here, they trying to dress like they got the stud clothing. You trying to make yourself manly. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman wearing pants and all that, because they got women pants. Pants that are cut for the shape of a woman. It's off for a man to go into the women's section and grab a pair of baby fat jeans or apple bottom pants, grabbing some leggings and all that. That's off. Right? Grabbing a dress, a man grabbing a dress, that's off. The Lord said everybody that does that is an abomination. Right? And they're trying to deem that when we bring this out on the street, they're trying to say that's hate speech. That's not hate speech. That's thus saith the Lord, man. That's thus saith the Lord our God. Right? And because we keep these laws, they look, we are seen as a wise and understanding people, man. Right? Yeah, that is KJV. Right? This Deuteronomy 4:5. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them." It says, "Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations." It says, "Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." Right? So these laws and these statutes are for our good, man. Right? That's Joshua 1:8. Right? Joshua 1:8, it says, "This book of the law," meaning what? These first five books, the Torah, the Tawarah, the instruction. Right? It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success." Right? So these laws, living and governing our lives this way, the way the Most High told us to do, is going to give us prosperity, true prosperity, right? Not that prosperity that TD Jake's always talking about, but these laws is going to give you true prosperity, and they're going to give us good success, man. Why? We're going to prosper as a nation. We prosper as a nation when our men are being men and our women are being women. We're not going to get anywhere with our men being women and our women being men. That's all backwards. That's the turning of things upside down, right? That's we're not going to get anywhere like that. That's chiefly what these other nations, chiefly the so-called white man, that's what he wants out of our people. He wants the gender roles to be switched. He wants our women to be masculine and not submissive. He wants our men to be effeminate and not masculine. Right? That's what he wants, because that's going to break up the black and Hispanic family structure. Right? Let me grab this. Oops. I believe that's what I wrote. Right. Mark 3:27. It says, "No man can enter into a strong man's house." Right? We were once those strong men. But what did they do? Through the buck breaking, right? Through the humiliation rituals that they do upon our people, upon our men, right? Making men wear a dress. Men like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Kid Cudi, Russell Westbrook, Young Thug. All these men that then got on stage wearing dresses, that then starred in movie roles wearing dresses. Martin Lawrence, all of them. They those we look at them as role models, people that are high of stature, that made it, that have a lot of money. We look at those people, and they know we look at them as role models, right? So what they do, they use those people as puppets. They use them and as pawns and puppets, to promote their tactics, to the people that are below them, and that's breaking up, and that's implanting things in our mind and breaking up, all together to break up the black family structure, right? To bind the strong man. That's what it's gonna do. They be like, hey, Martin wore a dress. It's cool for me to wear a dress. Back in my high school, we even had a day during Spirit Week. We had a day where we had to wear the senior Spirit Week. Everybody, they had toga day. They had backwards day, something like that. You had to come wearing your clothes backwards. They had pajama day, everybody wearing pajamas. Senior dish day, right? And then the last day was senior dish day, but the fourth day was switch day, something like that, where the girls would come dressed like boys and the boys would come dressed like girls. And you had a lot of brothers who, I'm still friends on Facebook with. A lot of y'all came to school wearing dresses that day, wearing dresses and leggings, and had wigs and tracks in y'all head like a real woman, and bras on with tissue stuffed in it. A lot of y'all did that, and y'all thought it was cool. That's and they put that they put those strategies on younger people because they think that they know we're not gonna think nothing other. We just go get into it, but whole time it's a systematic strategy in binding the strong man. Demasculating our men and making them more comfortable with being feminine. They try to tell you get in touch with your feminine side when that's not what the Most High told you to do. The Most High wants his men to be masculine. That's why he says we got to grow our beard out, man, because that's a manly badge of honor. So I'm going to read this again. This is Mark 3:27. It says, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods. They can't enter into your house and take everything that you got. Except what? Except he will first bind the strong man. So they can't break the black family structure unless they get the man out the house. Give the woman the food stamps. Tell her she's not a head. She could be the head of the household now and raise the kids how she wants to. She don't have to listen to a man because she's getting all her aid and assist from the government. It says, and then he will spoil his house. And that's exactly how they spoiled our house. We spoiled. Right? Jeremiah 2:14. This will be my last one. And then I'm going to wrap up. Jeremiah 2:14. It says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Why are we so spoiled? Because they bound our strong men. We have no heads. Our household have no heads. Our women are widowless. Our children are fatherless. They bound the strong man. They attacked us. And so we got to do better, Israel. We got to realize these tactics, these evil, wicked strategies that the other nations come with. And plus, on top of that, we gotta be aware of the signs of the times, man. Right? We gotta be aware of the prophecies because the Lord said this, man. He told us about everything that was coming. I know I said that was gonna be my last one, but you gotta go according to the Spirit. Isaiah 42. This is Isaiah 42:9. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, meaning before they happen, I tell you of them. And the Lord told us that these times were going to come. The Lord told us that they was going to try to throw us in jail for teaching his word and holding strong onto his covenant, man. Right? He told us this. This Revelation. What is that, 2:10? Revelation 2:10, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and he will give thee a crown of life. And who is the devil? The spiritual demon Satan. He doesn't pop up and throw handcuffs on you and escort you downtown, put you in the back of the police car, make you duck your head. Sometimes he'll make you hit your head. The so-called the spiritual demon Satan don't do that. But his henchmen do. His henchmen, who is his henchman? The so-called white man. That's who's going to do it. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. And he's going to come and throw you into prison, just like how they said right here. So let me see if I go down on the article. Go back to the other article. Oh, there you go. That's the long. Okay, cool. I'm good. Computer crashed for a second. Bear with me though. All right. I don't know what the hell that is. Right here at the bottom of the article, it says the potential for heavy fines or imprisonment. Right? We just read that in Revelation. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. And it already been brothers being thrown in jail for teaching his word. It says the potential for heavy fines or imprisonment for expressing traditional Christian views is a direct threat to religious freedom in Canada, right? And it is a threat to religious freedom. You're supposed to have freedom of religion, according to the U.S. Constitution, right? What is this, man? It say Ireland. I don't know how true this is. Might have to fact check it. It says Ireland undefined hate speech. Proposed 5 years in prison for a mean, 3 years in prison in France, or a fine 45k euro fine to speak in opposition against any state endorsed pharmaceuticals. Canada proposed life sentence in prison, 70k for undefined hate speech. So that's what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to throw us in prison for teaching the Bible, and we knew that these times was gonna come. Right, we knew these times were gonna come. Right, going into the book of Second Esdras. Right, the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16. Chapter 16 and verse. I'm gonna start at 68. It says, "For behold, Salaki, I might as well pull it up. I don't know why I keep doing that. Let me open another tab. All right. This second Esdras 16 to 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude." Let me pull this up in the view chapter. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idol." Now, who is that burning wrath of a great multitude? Let's talk about the so-called white man and all his henchmen, the United Nations, you know, the military, police, martial law troops, they're going to be the great multitude, kindling, burning over us, trying to kill us, lock us up, put us in FEMA camps, destroy us for staying true to the word of the Lord. It says, verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Right. So it's going to be, you're going to have Israelites and people, regular common people, people that practice being the Hebrew Israelite, that know they're Israelites and took back hold of their nationality. You go have them switch up on the Most High, under peer pressure and under fear, and you gonna have, regular people, regular Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites, people, Jakes in the world and Eves in the world, they're gonna consent to the New World Order as well. Right? They're gonna take that mark of the beast, and consent unto it. Verse 70, it says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Right? A great insurrection. Let's Google that word, insurrection. Right? Let's Google that word, insurrection. There you go. Insurrection. Insurrection, a violent uprising against an authority or government. Right? So it's going to be a great insurrection, a great violent uprising against who? Those that fear the Lord. So it's going to be a violent uprising. They're going to be, it's finna describe what they finna be doing. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So they're going to be destroying us, destroying the people that fear the Lord, hunting us down. We're going to have to be like pilgrims in those days, moving from house to house, city to city, living in tents, living in remote locations like the wilderness, forests, abandoned warehouses, abandoned houses, garages, all type of things. We're going to have to be moving around because why? They're going to be on the hunt for those of us that fear the Most High, right? Those of us that keep the commandments. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, right? It says, and they shall be, and then shall they be known who are my chosen. How is it going to be known? Because these are going to be the people that they're looking for, the blacks and Hispanics. We're going to be known. It's going to be known that we are the chosen in those days. It says, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. All of this is to try you, like we read in Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that what? That you may be tried. And that you shall have tribulation 10 days. But what? What you got to do? Be faithful unto death. Be thou faithful unto death. Meaning what? Stay down until you come up, man. Don't switch up on the Lord. It said, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right? Then you go get that crown of life. Like you talk about in 2nd Esdras 2 and verse 42 on down, man. These are they that put off the mortal clothing and stood stiffly for the word of God and for his name. Right? It says, hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Right? So the days of trouble are at hand, man. Right? These things, it's telling us, the Lord is showing us through these signs of the times that these times are coming, man. Right? We got to be measuring the time. Like I started off with, the first precept I started off with, it said, we supposed to be occupied in the meditation of prophecy, man. Right? I'm gonna read this last one. Second Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right? So measure the time diligently. We see all of these things happening. You're supposed to be occupied in Matthew chapter 24. You're supposed to be occupied in Luke chapter 21, Second Esdras chapter 9, Second Esdras chapter 15, Second Esdras chapter 16, Second Esdras chapter 6. You're supposed to be occupied in all of these things because these are the signs and these are the times that we're living in right now. You're living in the last days, right? So with that, Slovakia, let me exit out of all these. Right? Praying in public, reading aloud from the Bible is hate speech to be severely punished. Right? Stop sharing my screen. So with that, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Lord willing you was edified. This is Kazak from Angels of Yahweh, Chicago. I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High. I'm a bit Israel, hearty shalom.